Hello, everyone. I hope you all are happy and healthy. I know I'm very late, but May 27th was the 18th anniversary of the first Madagascar film, which was the movie that started this incredible franchise. To celebrate, I just thought I would answer some of these questions about the franchise, and feel free to answer these questions for yourself in the comments. With that being said, let's start with the first question. So, number one, what is your favorite Madagascar film? My favorite film is definitely the second one. The first film is a nice introduction to these characters, but Escape to Africa are when these characters are at their absolute best. It's also the funniest film out of the three, in my personal opinion. Like, the whole movie is just nonstop goofy fun, and I just love it so much. I remember watching this movie for probably like the 20th time last Christmas, and I had an absolute blast watching it. So, yeah, the second one is definitely my favorite out of the three. Number two, what is your least favorite Madagascar film? My least favorite is Madagascar 3. Now, that's not to say it is bad, because it's not. It's still a really fun movie, but I don't think it's as funny as the second. I mean, there are still some really hilarious moments, like basically the first 30 minutes or so of the movie is extremely funny. But overall, I'd say that the second film is more hilarious, and also I'm not a big fan of this movie because the conclusion to the Madagascar franchise, um, because I don't like this. I'm not a big fan of this movie being the conclusion to the Madagascar franchise because I just don't like the idea of the characters ending up at a circus. Like, I'm just not a fan of that ending. And actually, an amazing YouTuber called the Animationologist, I think that's how you say that, made a video about Madagascar 3 recently, and I pretty much agree with all of their thoughts on the movie. So definitely check out that video as well as their whole channel because it's awesome. But yeah, Madagascar 3 is my least favorite. Number three, when did you first get into the Madagascar franchise? Slash, what was the first thing from the franchise that you watched? I think I've known about the franchise for a while, even before I watched anything from the franchise, because I remember that one time when I went to the dentist as a kid, I actually got like a sticker of Gloria from Madagascar. Like, you know how you can choose a few stickers after you get your teeth cleaned at the dentist when you're a kid? Maybe it was just my dentist who did that. I don't know. But yeah, basically, I got a sticker of her, and I don't even think I had watched the movie at the time. Like, I guess I just saw a hippo and thought it looked cool, and I picked that sticker because of that. And the only reason I actually remember this is because we have some of those stickers still on one of the cabinets in my mom's house. So, yeah. But, anyways, my real introduction to the franchise was the Penguins of Madagascar movie. I remember seeing a trailer for that movie and just really wanting to watch it because I liked the trailer and all the witty things that Skipper was saying in it. And so I finally got a chance to watch the Penguins movie, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And that's when I started getting into the whole franchise. I got like the other three movies and I watched those. I then watched the Penguin series and became obsessed with that. Then through the Penguin series and the movies, I started loving King Julian. And then that made me watch All Hail King Julian. And yeah, the Penguins movie pretty much roped me into being a fan of the entire franchise. So I guess we have to, I guess I have to thank the movie, the Penguins Madagascar movie, for getting me into this awesome franchise. So yeah. Number four, who is your favorite character in the franchise? I think it's a tie between Skipper and King Julian right now. Like, it's so hard to choose between those two. So I'm going to say that both of them are my favorite character. I think Skipper was my favorite character first, but then once I discovered King Julian, I started loving him just as much as I love Skipper. I love Skipper for his witty, sarcastic comments and for his bravery, and I love King Julian because of how charismatic and fun he is. And both of them can be absolutely hilarious, and Skipper cares so much about his team, and Julian cares so much about his kingdom, and they're just perfect, okay? They're the best characters that DreamWorks has ever created, in my personal opinion. Number five, who is your favorite villain from the Madagascar franchise? I think my favorite villain from the movies is definitely Dubois from Madagascar 3, like 100%. She's an absolutely hilarious and wild villain. But I think that some of the villains from the spin off shows are also very interesting, like Dr. Blowhole and Officer X from the Penguins of Madagascar series, and Carl from All Hail King Julian. Number six, why do you love the Madagascar franchise? I love the Madagascar franchise because it has some of my favorite characters of all time and because of how fun it is. Like, one of the reasons why it's my favorite DreamWorks franchise of all time is because of how fun it is and how these movies aren't trying to make you cry, but rather it's focused on the comedy and having entertaining characters, and I really, really appreciate that. I really love the franchise because it makes me happy, and these characters make me smile and laugh almost every time I watch them, and the characters, especially the penguins and the lemurs, mean a lot to me. Number 7, do you want any other movies or shows added to the franchise, or do you think that the franchise should come to an end? Well, the Madagascar franchise has been around since 2005, so I do understand that the franchise is close to coming to an end. But before it actually ends, I need a Madagascar 4, which will be a proper conclusion to the franchise. In my opinion, all the characters need to actually end up back in Madagascar rather than being at a circus. And I also need another season of the Penguins of Madagascar series. Like, the show can have the same setting and the same characters, although they need to make Julian's character a lot better this time. And yeah, I just need at least one more season of the show before my life is officially complete. Number 8, if there is one thing you can change about the Madagascar franchise, what would it be? I think the one thing I would change about the Madagascar franchise is that I would just have more interactions between the lemurs and the penguins, particularly in the films, because outside of the penguin show, those two groups of characters just don't interact with each other. So it'd be really cool if in Madagascar 4 we get to have a storyline with the lemurs and the penguins working together or something. I think that the penguins TV show just really made me want to see more interaction between the lemurs and the penguins, because I think it's always super interesting when they hang out together. And I also, if I could add one more change, I would say that I definitely would make Julian in the Penguins of Madagascar to be more like how he is in All Hail King Julian, because I think All Hail King Julian was like the best version of Julian, and I just think that, why did they only like I just feel like that they could have made, like, why only make Julian as great as he is in All Hail King Julian? Why not like bring some of that awesomeness of his character into the Penguin show rather than like making his character like less likable? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. So yeah. Number 9, what is your favorite thing from the Madagascar franchise? If I could only choose one, then it's definitely the Penguins of Madagascar TV show, with All Hail King Julian being a close second. Don't get me wrong, I really love the films, but I am the biggest fan of the two spin-off shows, especially the Penguin show. In order from like my favorite to least favorite thing in the Madagascar franchise, it would probably be the Penguins of Madagascar TV show, then All Hail King Julian, then the Penguins of Madagascar movie, then Madagascar 2, then Madagascar, then Merry Madagascar, the Madly Madagascar Valentine's Day special, the Madagascar Penguins in a Christmas Caper. So basically, like, all the holiday specials. I'd put all of the holiday specials actually before Madagascar 3, and then after Madagascar 3, A Little Wild. I haven't seen A Little Wild, so that's the reason why it's last for me, because I haven't seen it and I'm not really interested in seeing it. I don't think it's bad, but it just doesn't seem interesting to me. So, yeah. Number 10, what is your favorite moment from each Madagascar film? Oh goodness, this is a hard question because there's so many great moments in each of these films. But I guess my favorite moment in the first Madagascar film would be when the main four like first meet King Julian. I think that was really fun. And my favorite moment in the second film is probably the airplane crash scene, as well as the moments before that when they're getting ready to go on the plane and Julian's trying to run away from Mort, and then Gloria is talking about signing up for the breeding program, which freaks Melman out. And then when Skipper says over the intercom, like, how they better pray to their personal god this hunk of junk flies. Like, it's all just so funny. And then in the third film, my favorite moment is obviously the car chase scene when they're trying to escape from Dubois. And my favorite moment from the Penguins movie is like the beginning when they're trying to break into Fort Knox for Private's birthday. I think it sets up the movie quite well because you start to see how Private wants to be treated like a valuable member of the team, but Skipper is still being very overprotective of him. I also just think that it's a super sweet moment when the other Penguins reveal they got him cheesy dibbles for his birthday, and Skipper tells him happy birthday, and then Private goes to hug all of them, and it's just really such a sweet moment to me. But there's seriously so many great moments in all of these films, but these are just the ones that came to mind like right now as I was writing this. So yeah. Number 11. What is your favorite episode from each spin-off show? And it's so hard to answer questions like these. I don't think I can answer this question because I can't just choose one favorite episode. Like, there's just too many amazing episodes in both the Penguin series and All Hail King Julian that I just can't choose one. Can't choose just one. I would say, though, that I think that all the episodes of The Penguin Show that I've edited on my channel are some of my favorites. Off the top of my head, I also really love The Lost Treasure of the Golden Squirrel. I love how we see all the characters going on a little adventure like that. I wish there were more episodes like that where we see all the characters doing something together. I think that season 2 of The Penguin Show has the most amount of episodes that I would consider to be my favorites, like King Julian for a Day, Officer X Factor, Fit to Print, Whispers and Coos, Brain Drain, Operation Antarctica, Maurice at Peace, The Return of the Revenge of Dr. Blowhole, Time Out, Bite Size, and so many others. As for All Hail King Julian, again, there's so many episodes that are amazing, but some of my favorites are Julian 2.0, Carl Mageddon, Lord of the Fruit Flies, Who Arted, The Good Book, Fast Food Elimination, Get Off My Lawn, Run for the Border, Election, and Daddy Julian. It's so weird to say that out loud. But yes, that's what the episode is actually called, Daddy Julian. So yeah. But anyways, of course, this list is always subject to change because every time I rewatch these shows, there's a chance that an episode that I don't consider one of my favorites now becomes one of my favorite episodes. So yeah, but these are just my favorites for right now. And yeah, there's so many others that I probably didn't even mention because, like I said, there's just too many. There's just too many amazing episodes from each spin-off show. So number 12, if you could be friends with any of the Madagascar if you could be friends with any of the Madagascar characters, who would it be? Oh, I would love to be friends with all of these characters, but I think I would obviously want to be friends with my favorite characters, which are Skipper and King Julian. Of course, it would be fun to be friends with any of the penguins or the lemurs. I'd love to hang out with Kowalski and watch him do science experiments and create inventions. I'd also love to hang out with someone as kind and sweet as Private is. Yeah, it's too bad that none of these characters are actually real, though. So we can't actually be friends with them. But yeah, such a shame. Anyways, number 13. What is your favorite friendship in the Madagascar franchise? I think I'm gonna say that my favorite friendship is the friendship that the penguins have with each other. I mean, yes, Maurice and Julian have a great friendship in All Hail King Julian, and the main four are also really close to each other, like Alex, Melman, Gloria, and Marty. They're all really close to each other. But the penguins in particular, to me, just personally speaking, I think the penguins in particular have the strongest bond. They just really care about each other and they accept each other's differences and they obviously work so well together and make the best team. So yeah, my favorite friendship in the whole franchise is the friendship that the penguins have. Number 14, what is your favorite ship in the Madagascar franchise? My favorite canon relationship in the franchise is probably Melman and Gloria. I do wonder why there was no hint of Melman liking Gloria in the first movie, but despite that, I absolutely adore their love story and how they come together in the second film. Clover and Sage is also a great ship. I am one of those that actually wanted Clover and Julian to be together at first, and I actually wasn't a fan of Clover and Sage until their storylines with each other and All Hail King Julian exiled. That's when I finally saw their potential as a couple and realized that they were really meant to be together. But yeah, Melman and Gloria I think are my favorite, with Clover and Sage probably being my second favorite. Number 15, what is something that the Madagascar franchise has taught you about life? Probably the biggest thing I've learned from the franchise is how important bravery is. I mainly learned that from Skipper and the Penguin show. Like, every time I see Skipper being absolutely fearless, it makes me want to be brave too. Same thing with Clover. I see her being an unstoppable and powerful lemur, and it just makes me wish I could be like that too. I think that through this franchise, I have realized some of my goals in life. I want to be a brave person like Clover and Skipper, but I also want to be able to be as kind-hearted as Private. I want to be a person that can look at things through a more logical perspective like Kowalski, and I want to try and make the world a better place, just like how King Julian is able to make life better for his kingdom. I also hope to be able to enjoy my life and see life as a fun adventure. It would be so nice if my life could be like the fun and wacky adventures the characters go on in the movies. I mean, my life probably won't be like that, but hey, that doesn't mean that I can't try to at least go through life with a little bit more of an open mind and try to view everything as if it's an adventure, you know? So yeah, that's what the franchise has taught me, and this whole franchise just makes me smile and makes me laugh, and I'm so glad I have this franchise to turn to whenever I need some positivity in my life. Anyways, that's all the questions I'm going to answer for today. Feel free to answer some of these questions or all of these questions if you want to for yourself in the comments below. I might make a video where I read some of your answers and respond to them because I think that would be fun. Thank you so much for watching, and please remember to love yourself and be kind to everyone. Bye!